is October and we're in South Lake Tahoe where the 40-degree morning air is cool and crisp. Then later in the afternoons it warms up to the mid-70s. In this video we will be exploring nearby towns by taking the free Lake Tahoe transit bus while seeking out the cutest coffee shops, diving into some history, and determining if antiques just might be a little haunted. Before we jumped on the first bus, we headed to the Trail Folk coffee shop. All their ingredients are organic and they offer gluten-free avocado toast, so I knew I had to try it. The bread was actually the same size as the Talera bread and the texture was similar to regular bread. I was pleasantly surprised and it did not disappoint. It was so good. Also, the ambience was right on point with that base camp feel. I enjoyed seeing all the vintage decor, wood accents, and rustic fireplace. This place was definitely one of my favorites. We just finished eating at base camp. It's a hotel, but they have a cute little cafe, coffee shop, and they had gluten-free avocado toast. It was amazing. It was so good. And coffee with some oat milk, some honey, and cinnamon. And it is such a crisp morning this morning, so the time change is really in our favor right now because it is like 7 o'clock in the morning, which means at home it's I don't know, 10 or something like that. So we're getting a head start on our morning. This is great. No one's out. The transit buses are actually very nice and most are brand new. Our first stop is Gardnerville in hopes to find some antique shops. Our bus driver was actually very informative and told us about some coffin races going on that day, so we thought we'd check it out, and it turned out to be a whole festival going on. It was very entertaining.
Oh, there they go. Looks pretty close. Looks pretty close. Who's got this one? Who's got
fun and games? If somebody loses their soul.
We totally just stumbled upon that little fair and had some coffin runs and live band and performers. It was really cool. So we just happened to jump on a bus and the free transit and just decided to explore, and look what we found. That was fun. Okay, so Lake Tahoe has a whole lot of history and I've been dying to go to some antique shops, but apparently that's not really a thing. So that's why we came to Gardnerville, and there's this really nice antique shop. A good antique shop, but more and more when I look through these antique shops, it's very nostalgic because a lot of these things I had as a kid. There was a little piggy bank that I had growing up. There's glasses, there's plates, all the things, but it was pretty cool to look through. But yeah, making me feel old. I didn't buy anything, but it was really neat to look through. Our next stop on the transit is the capital of Nevada, Carson City. We walked part of the Kit Carson Trail that features several historic homes, museums, and churches. The trail is 2.5 miles long, but we only wanted to focus on the historic homes. You know, that's what I enjoy the most. We wanted to make sure we had time to shop for coffee and explore some antique shops while we were there. coffee shop is a winner when they make their own syrups and they have like unique combinations. This latte had maple syrup in it with sage and sprinkled with sea salt. It was amazing, so good. And I love the ambiance in here, it's so fun. So apparently there's this wine tasting tour thing going on that you can pay in advance, and you go around to all these shops and antique shops and all the things, and boy is there a crowd, and is it happening. It's not really our thing, but everywhere we go it's so crowded with all these people. Okay, it's the next day, and I didn't film us towards the end of the evening last night because there was this antique mall kind of shop of like several little shops together. And so Keith and I hiked up for probably 10 minutes up this hill and like on the other side of Carson City. But anyway, in this antique mall, it was so gorgeous, loved it. It was my favorite antique shop, hands down. We went to go check out, and the owner of the shop was asking where we're from in Indiana, and he's like, oh, I'm a fellow Hoosier too. And we got to talking about things to do around the area, and we are kind of interested in maybe doing like a ghost tour, but there's none around here, and it's October, and at least not till the end of October. And he's like, well, here, let me show you something. And so I did film this part of us going to the back of the store, and he filmed how there's lots of energy in this old desk, so check it out.
And it's an old-fashioned desk, and it drops like this. It slides out and she drops like that. See how
That's
that does
pretty.
that?
Yeah.
And then these have hiding
Oh,
holes
yeah,
in.
little drawers.
Yeah, you got little, and then this had little fake, what a fake wall. And it's like, yeah. See, it's still in. See how our little egg timer's still going?
Yep.
So we'll just put him right there, and then you go right here. See, there's the hidey hole,
Nice.
and that's on both sides.
That's neat.
And
Oh
this-
my goodness, it's going nuts.
Yeah. It's like, because nobody's talked to it for a long time, I bet. So anyway. Yeah, so there we go. And when I had that armoire, it was up to 18. 22.
That
And
is
and those people
crazy.
were screaming. They're like, Washoe Club, Washoe Club.
So while the free bus was nice, we decided to get a rental car so now we can actually cover some ground around Lake Tahoe, because the bus transit only goes like not even quite to Emerald Bay, and then it goes to Carson City, which is great, but there's more to do around the lake, so we have a rental car. So today we're going to Virginia City. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I had no idea the level of history Virginia City has. Our first stop was the Fourth Ward School and was truly state-of-the-art in its time. The school was built to house 1,000 students and represented the importance of public education to the early miners. The family's main source of income was mining, so if the mining was going well, then so was the attendance at the school. It is said that if the father had an accident in the mine and could no longer work, then it was typical for the son to quit school to work the mine and support the family. As a result, the majority of the graduates were female. We're on the third floor, and when they renovated the third floor, they found all of these artifacts from the students that were in the floorboards. So there's like paper airplanes, things with dates, with their name written in the right-hand corner like they were trained to do, tests, things like that. But why were they in the floorboards? That's what's weird, but this is what they found. They even found a silk scarf. So neat. So this is from 1904. Not sure if you can see these markings on the wall, but it says 1926. And all along this wall, there's all kinds of markings of children just marking their name on the wall. So the bathrooms are very modern, very nice. Of course, they've been updated. They look very vintage, antique, love that. But they didn't have sinks. So that last video was of where they washed their hands before they returned to class. So very interesting. It is said that over 100 men became millionaires while mining for gold in Virginia City, so naturally there were several saloons in the area for men to indulge into. However, the Old Washoe Club was known as the Millionaires Club for gentlemen seeking lavish entertainment. The Washoe had attendees such as John Mackey, Ulysses Grant, Thomas Edison, and Edwin Booth, yes, the brother of John Wilkes Booth.
Almost like a fragment. And if you get close enough, in between is a translucent mirror, because that's the silver, it's see-through. So these particular mirrors are worth a little bit more than you think. Because diamonds back then were worth essentially penniless.
We're so tired. We just made it to Lake Tahoe and we're trying to find some place to eat. So we walked down to Heavenly and found this authentic Mexican place. And looking at the menu, I have no idea what we just ordered. I don't know what any of those words mean, but it's authentic Mexican, so surely it's good, right?